Hey guys, welcome back to John and Jay with our football gossip. This is special because we all know that the football season is officially starting this Saturday or Friday? Saturday.
It starts this week.
This
football
weekend.
leagues officially kick up and get going, which means the long wait of summer, and we can stop crying about England now because it's been too long. We can actually start and go, oh, football's back on the TV.
Go
Hello.
on.
I mean, you know, we've got big things to talk about in this one. We've got the Championship to talk about, which is the most competitive league in the world. It's very difficult to get out of.
It is the toughest one, let's say, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you have Rafa Benitez manager in the Championship this season.
That's a joke, isn't it, really?
But,
That's just not right.
We'll also talk about the Community Shield coming up with
Big.
Zlatan versus Leicester.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, this is going to be a massive game, and it's going to pretty much... Which Riyad Mahrez are we going to get? It's going to come up in this topic. Are we going to get the Mahrez that played last week with his head out of the game, or the Mahrez that tore teams apart all of last season? Who are we getting? Where are we getting?
That's the thing.
So,
right. Should we start the Championship?
let's talk about the Championship and how big it is.
Should we start?
Best league in the world.
Let's go with playoffs and top of the table. What teams do you reckon will be competitive this year to make the jump up to the Premier League?
This is the thing, isn't it? The Championship has always an ability where you can turn around and say your staple teams that are going to go up there, your Birmingham Cities, do you know what I mean? The teams that should be promoted.
The Aston Villas.
Yeah, great.
Come on.
They're getting relegated. That's okay.
Easy 6 points to Villa. against Blues
They're
this
definitely
season.
doing the Leeds United. Goodbye. Delph made a right move still. I'm holding with that.
Okay.
But this is the thing. There's literally about 16 teams in that league that you say have a shot at the playoffs.
Yeah.
This is
Newcastle, don't you? You got Blues, Cardiff,
Newcastle Blues, Cardiff,
Villa,
Norwich are back down there.
Yeah.
Villa. You've got, Huddersfield,
I mean,
Sheffield
they've got a new
Wednesday,
manager in, don't they,
Leeds
Huddersfield?
United. Yeah, this is the thing. Like,
Dortmund one. The assistant at Dortmund's gone now. Or something.
exactly. It's ridiculous what's going on now at the minute. You've got, and there's players in that league that shouldn't be in that league. This is the thing. I mean, Newcastle are holding on to some of their great players at the minute.
It doesn't look like we're going to get rid of Sissoko at the moment. And
The fact that people are wanting 30 million for him, though, is bants.
yeah.
Money has gone crazy, guys.
Even in the Championship.
You heard me kicking off about Sterling's £49 million move, and I'm still bitter about that. But Sissoko for 30 million is still a joke as well. It's getting. I'm telling you now, right? I'm going to go play a game of Sunday League football, and I'll probably get transferred for £2 million or something. Like, mate, one save, that's it. Your price is done. Like,
Well, you look at some teams down there. You got look at Derby. Look at some of the players they've got.
Derby County.
Tomin. He was playing for Inter Milan a few seasons ago.
It's a
You've
joke.
got
Scott
Will
Carson.
Hughes.
Will
in there.
Hughes.
Great team. I mean, they didn't really compete for the playoffs last year, did they?
They
Towards
did
the
and
end.
fell apart.
Yeah, towards the end,
Yeah.
it was pretty clear that they weren't going to get it. But they could easily be pushing for top two. If they.
Easy. Yeah.
But then again, so could 6-7 other teams.
Exactly.
That's
It's
the thing.
literally form. This is the problem with the Championship. The Premier League's a bit different. 38 games, near enough once a week. You can kind of rest your players in time. Whereas, and it's true, and we'll all see it. We see it every year. Us Championship fans. You get to Christmas, your team's looking incredible. We can do this out of nowhere. You've got 4 games in 2 weeks. You get hit with 4 injuries. You're screwed. You end up down in 15th, wondering what happened to your season and why. And it's going to happen. I mean, it's phenomenal, this Championship. You know, last year you had your Rotherhams, you had your PNEs who were phenomenal. You had Leeds United who out of nowhere started playing decent football again. Yeah. It's stupid. Blackburn Rovers, annoyingly, always seem to do something ridiculous. A little upset also. QPR are still in the league.
Sheffield Wednesday are like...
Sheffield Wednesday.
They surprised me last season. I mean, I always thought they were a good football team, but the way they at one point, I thought they could have even fought for the top 2.
Then they've just lost it in the final.
Yeah, but like, so many teams. Like we've mentioned like 8 or 9 teams now who we wouldn't be surprised if they were in the top 6.
And this is the thing, and I mean, honestly, this one bears my salt a lot. Wolves, annoyingly, could do it as well.
Aston Villa.
I mean, yeah.
If they turn it round, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
I mean, they're also in danger of getting relegated again, as Ian Holloway said. But I think with them, it's going to be a complete surprise where they finish. I wouldn't want to put a bet on it because I think it could be anywhere from 24th to 2nd.
So you don't think they're coming first?
No, I reckon Newcastle. with
Yeah,
a world class
Newcastle
manager like Rafa
stapled.
Benitez.
I mean, Newcastle have stapled kind of gone. If you don't, I mean, they did last time they Newcastle. They went down, got promoted with over 100 points. They know what they have to do. And I mean, if they follow a suit like that, Mitrovic is going for 35 million this time. Do you know what I mean? They do it with Carroll. Come on. So.
And Portsmouth are in League Two. For any Portsmouth fans out there,
Who?
we're hopefully going to win this year. Paul Cook's Army. Come on, we can do this. But anyway, let's move on to Community Shield before we finish.
Yeah.
We've got Man U versus
Leicester. Big game.
Yeah, very
Big debuts happening.
It'll really show what Leicester can do this season, I think, with this. It'll really show, are they still going to be fighting for the top?
The important question, and I mean, this got me thinking earlier, what formation are Leicester City about to play? They did 4-4-2 effectively because they had Kante. They had that midfielder that was basically two men. It was like playing a 4-3-3 with two men in the middle with Kante because he's a joke. Can they afford to not have Kante's fitness? Can they afford to have two up top? I don't know.
What have they been playing in pre-season? I haven't seen the
I
formations.
haven't watched them. I just know they got spanked.
Yeah,
I mean, they beat Celtic on penalties, so you know it's not bad.
They got Colo at the back as well now, Celtic.
Big
So
Colo, hello.
Roger's doing it right, isn't he?
He's got Suarez next.
But I think it'll be interesting to see Leicester, but also Man U.
What scoreline are you going for? And I don't think Zlatan will do all that in this game. Robert Hoof is going to mark him.
Robert Hoof. But then again, there's one player who's going to be like one striker who'll be able to challenge Robert Hoof physically.
Is Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Is Zlatan.
But then he's still got Wes Morgan as well.
You get past Hoof and there's Wes Morgan sticking out a leg.
Exactly, so either way. But this is the thing, isn't it? It's going to be a very interesting game for a couple of reasons. You know, you got the Zlatan effect. Is it going to work? Man United's new team with Mourinho. The Mourinho effect is also a ridiculous
He
thing.
has a point to prove in the Premier League after... I mean, when he left out 17th, 16th in the league, I mean, I believe the players weren't playing for him. I think he lost confidence of the players and
They hated him.
they just wanted him out. There was only Willian who played good. But he's still, in Mourinho's mind, because how competitive he is, because how arrogant he can be, he'll want to prove something. And even though Community Shield, some people don't see it as that big of a thing.
He will.
I think Mourinho will, especially for his first
bit of silverware.
competitive match in charge. He wants to show people he can... Well, I don't think he even wants to show people he can still do it. He just wants to show people that he's the best.
What time's the Community Shield kick off?
Well, he's seen if he can get it off work.
No, is it 4 o'clock?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Usually is about then.
Just wondering if Danny Simpson's tag will still work at that time.
Oh.
That's what I'm concerned about.
Be back
Will they
in the
have a
prison.
right back? This is the thing, isn't it? You got Tinkerman versus the special one. You've got these matchups which, on paper, I mean, go back to last year. If anyone said to you last year that Leicester City are going to play in the Community Shield because they won the Premier League
Not
at
even the FA
5,000 to
Cup,
1,
but Premier League.
yeah, you know they're battling for the battle Champions League football and they've
They're in
got
group
it.
stages.
They're in the group stages as the top seed in England. You would have turned around, slapped me in the face, told me to go home, and laughed about it.
Stop smoking that weed.
Yeah, exactly. Get off the drugs, like. So I think I'm gonna call it at 2-1 to Man United on extra time.
Extra time. Definitely go to extra time. I remember when I saw Portsmouth Man United in the Community Shield. Glory days. We lost in penalties, but it's okay. That was my first ever trip to Wembley.
Oh, how did my first trip to it? Oh wait, we beat Arsenal 2-1
Yeah,
in the
great.
cup final. Thank you.
Okay, scoreline. It's so hard. I think. Who's that new defender? That Bailey. I mean, I'd like to see how he does in the Premier League, especially against Vardy in his first game.
That is like embodiment of fire, isn't it? Really. Here you go. Welcome to the Prem.
I reckon United will keep a clean sheet. I reckon 2-0, maybe 3. I don't think the match will be too much apart. I think it'll be quite a close match, but the scoreline I think will be heavily in United's favour.
Okay.
That's what I think anyway.
Cool. So bring it back to the final point of the show or video, whatever we're doing here. Who's going up in the Championship?
Newcastle, Norwich, Derby.
Okay, I'm going to say Newcastle, QPR.
QPR.
QPR are going to go up via the playoffs, I reckon.
I reckon Derby via playoffs.
And no, you know what? QPR will finish second, and Brighton and Hove Albion will finally do what they've been trying to do for 3 years. Because they keep getting so close yet so far. I reckon this season they can do it. And I mean, that hurts me because I'd love to see Birmingham actually do it and get back into that league. But let's be honest, we're broke, our owners suck, and I'm just relatively happy finishing mid-table at the minute while we've got some money.
Keep
So, yeah.
going. We'll come back to this video at the end of the season and we will compare who was closest, if any of us got any of the promotion favourites right, and whoever gets the most. I suppose the other one would do a forfeit. Why not? But anyway, yeah, thanks guys. You've been brilliant.
Next one's the Premier League special, so it's the big one.
Please like and subscribe, and we will see you tomorrow.
Yeah, something like that. So,
Awesome.
To do.